Josh Wells here today with N1 Outdoors. I'm going to do a quick review of a new deer stand I got this year. It's a climber. It's an XOP ambush sit and climb stand. I've got some things I like about the stand. I've got some things that I would correct about the stand or change, not necessarily correct. So I'm just going to go through some of the features here. It comes packed up really nice. It's got some bungee straps that hold it together really nicely. It comes from the factory with these just kind of get you by shoulder straps. Their XOP sells an aftermarket shoulder strap system, carrying system that looks pretty nice. I just didn't get it. You can see how tightly and compact it is. It's less than 4 inches wide, and when you put it on your back and carry it through the woods, because of the way the bungee strap pulls the cables down, it won't get hung up on the vines or whatever you're walking through. I hunted with this thing several times this year because I wanted something that would fold down, that wouldn't have anything in front of me that would inhibit my bow shots. I've used other climbers that have a rail around it that at times gave me problems. I had a hunt this year where I had a problem with that. I'm gonna start unpacking it, putting it on the tree. I'm gonna talk you through what you need to do there. So just to unpack it, you just have to simply unstrap these bungee straps. And I've got this thing tight, so I may have to I'm gonna have to undo these first. These don't come with the stand. This is what I added to it just to tighten it up even more, make it quiet. And then this is the bungee that really locks it all in place, locks the bottom to the top. So when you take them apart, of course this is your foot piece here, you'll want to take this strap off and just leave it laying at the base of the tree. So to put your foot piece on, you want to open it up, and to do that you just press these screws forward until they lock, and then you tighten them down. This is really an easy system to use. Then to loosen the cables, XOP uses these quick screws here on the bolt to secure the cable. I forget what they call them, but they're really nice. And so you just screw those out, press the bolt all the way out, and you can loosen and tighten the cable. I'm gonna pull it out just past, you see where it's yellow, that's the danger zone, that's the caution strip. So push it back down in a few clicks. I'm gonna set it right there for now and let that be set on that side, and I'm gonna adjust the other side. I like that you can be really quiet with this stand. For the review, I'm not going to try to be too quiet. I'm just going to show you what I like and would change about it. But one thing about the stand that I do like is how light it is. The stand was specs 18 pounds. I didn't weigh it, but it's light. The stand that I was using earlier this year, I think was 22 pounds, and it's noticeably lighter than the stand that I was using. So the way I put the stand on is I'm right-handed, so I stand on the left side of the tree so I can hold the stand with my right hand. And I just fish the cable around the tree. I'll also use my right leg to kind of rest it on. So this stand, as you see, it has the bar that presses against the tree has this sway in it right here that allows you to put the stand on a larger tree, and it allows you also to keep from having to have the pitch so high on the stand to climb. So I'm gonna let the stand out quite a bit so that it doesn't have a very high pitch, and I'm gonna tighten it down. So that's how you do the bottom piece. You just get it adjusted where you want it and tighten these quick set screws to lock the cable in place. So now the bottom piece is on. I'm obviously not going to wear a safety harness. I'm just going to get in the stand and climb 3 or 4 feet so you can see how to climb with it. So that's the bottom piece. Now the top piece, when it was packed up, as you can see, the cable that holds the strap that holds the seat in place, I had wrapped around. So I'm just going to open that up so I can get to the seat. And the same as the bottom, you want to open this seat. You want to open this top piece up by just pushing those screws forward and tighten them down. And that secures your top piece. It's open and locked. And I'm going to do the same with this cable. The one on the opposite side of the tree, off side of the tree, I'm going to pull out past the caution strip and just slide it back in a few clicks and lock it. And then this will be the side that I use to adjust onto the tree. I fish the cable around the tree. And lock it in place. The stand's so light and easy to get in and out. You make very little noise. That's one of the things I like about this stand. You can see how the sit and climb bar works. It adjusts down out of the way when you're in the tree. I'm gonna demonstrate that in a minute. Whenever you're, or if you wanted to use it as a shooting rest, you could allow your feet to hang through. You see the stand trying to shimmy down the tree right there? That's because I don't have the straps on that are designed to keep it from doing that yet. So these straps right here, once you get it on the tree, you want to connect those to the top. You don't want them to be super tight yet, you just want them connected. And so that's why you're climbing, just to keep your foot piece from falling to the ground. The thing about these cables, when they're on the tree, they will get tight, but they don't dig in, and that's by design. You naturally don't want to dig into the tree and damage it and possibly kill it, so it'll cause it to get diseased. So you need these straps, because once in a while it will slide. And then I push the stand up pretty high, as high as the straps will allow me to get in. I'm 6 feet tall. I weigh about 190 pounds, so I'm not a small guy. I'm not a great big guy either. And that leads me to one of the things that I would change just a little bit about the stand. This is the regular size ambush. I know they make an XL. I probably going back and get another one will get the XL. This one's almost too small for me. And I'm just going to step up on the stand. Let it up a little bit. And pull myself up. One thing I didn't do whenever I was putting it on the tree is I didn't secure this seat, because if I left it like it is right now, it would flip and flop all over the place while I was trying to climb. So I'm just gonna use these straps to tighten it up and get it out of my way here while I'm climbing. So just move up a foot or two at a time. Use the bar right here to sit on, and then your feet slide right underneath the brace that's got the extra room in it to go around a bigger tree. And then you just pull up like so until you get to your desired height. So right here, this is going to be my desired height for this demonstration in this review. So now I've got the stand where I want to hunt. First thing I'm going to do before I start fooling with this seat is I'm going to tighten these straps down tight as I can get them. What that's going to do, that's going to prevent the top from being able to come down. The only thing that prevents the top from falling on you is if you pick up on it, it slides. Well, you can't pick up on it with those straps pulling down. Now I'll get the seat secured to the tree. The sit and climb bar is designed for bow hunters to step through it and fold it under out of your way like this. Now when you're hunting, you can see how my knees are just a little bit bent. I prefer not to be up like this. I'm gonna have my bow on a hanger. I want my legs to have just a little bit of bend in them so that whenever I go to stand up, I don't have as far to go. Okay. I always film my hunt, so I've got my camera normally on my right side. And anyway, it just works better not having to stand up very far. One thing that I would change about this stand is, you see I've got on these cowboy boots today. That's not what I hunt in. I prefer to hunt in insulated rubber boots. And this stand, because of the way it's designed to kind of be a run and gun type stand, doesn't give a whole lot of clearance between the base of the stand and where you need to get your foot. And my rubber boots won't go in here very easily. Matter of fact, I don't use my rubber boots when I hunt in this stand because there's not enough clearance to get my rubber boots in there. You can see how my cowboy boot goes in there. That's about right. So I've got some hiking boots, some insulated hiking boots that I use to hunt out of when I'm in this stand. You can see how tight of a fit it is on my hips. And this seat right here is not the most comfortable seat. It's not terrible, but there are give and takes whenever you do, whenever you want to run and gun type setup. One of the things that you give up is some of the comfortability you may have with a bigger stand that's got a bigger seat, more padding. So what I do with this stand is I raise it up as far as I can to this top bar, and that's how I get it to be the most comfortable. I have noticed some aftermarket seats, mesh seats. I may get one to see if it's any more comfortable, but overall, I like the stand. It's worked real good for me. I hunted in it 3 or 4 times this year. I never had any issues with it other than what I just said about my boots not wanting to go into the foot piece as good as I would like it to. This is by far the most compact stand I've ever hunted in. I would definitely never hunt in this stand without a safety harness. I would never hunt in any stand out without a safety harness, but I know some people like to live a little dangerously, may go hunting without a safety harness. I'd advise you, please wear a safety harness. You can see how the foot platform is just barely wide enough for my boots, so it's plenty big enough to get the job done. It's not oversized at all. You can see as I'm turning. So that's the review from N1 Outdoors of the XOP Ambush Sit and Climb Climber. I hope this review has helped you out a little bit, helps you make a choice on whether or not you would use this stand. I would recommend it to anybody who likes to run and gun, have a light setup, has a good bit of walking to do, or has to carry camera equipment with them. So you don't want your stand to be any heavier than it has to be, since you're going to have the extra equipment to take with you also. I would recommend it. I've enjoyed it. I'm sure you'll see it again next year as I do some more hunts, and hopefully we'll be able to put a hole in one.